start recording. And as you can already realize, this video will go to YouTube because why the heck not? YouTube will be dedicated only to reactionary uploads, so this will be fine. And before I start, as tradition, link to the original video in the chat, and we can start dogs that will send you to dog backwards to God. Oh boy.
These are the dogs that would take the leash off and walk you. Because a lot of y'all have gotten way too confident. I've said it before, but one way to see how a guy's mind works is to ask him, what's the biggest animal you could beat in a fight? And if you want to see how highly he thinks of himself, ask him, what's the biggest dog he could take down? Or if there's even one alive that he couldn't. TikTok has taught me a majority of y'all are KOing anything canine. Allegedly. Now in their defense, there's over 350 breeds of dogs and the average man is bodying most of them. Dogs are built for friendship, some quite literally, and they're descended from a pack hunter who really isn't about the one-on-ones. Plus, dogs have one real way of delivering damage, and unless they have the size to make up for it, most dogs can't go band for band with the average man.
Holy.
Thing about size.
Holy. Those are some big boys, and I need to adjust volume for myself because this will do. This sound will do because this is too loud for me. Oh holy! What a big boy! What a sweet big boy is here. What is that? Okay.
Some canines are big enough to take you off the registry.
What a giant. That's the Tibetan Mastiff, right? I need to check it out. What's the English name? Yeah, Tibetan Mastiff. One hell of a giant. One hell of a giant boy.
Once dogs hit that 140 to 150 pound range, they go from a loud inconvenience to something whose free will could potentially put you in a dirt motel. Bigger than that, and you got the kind of dog where every breath you take is by his blessing. Real quick, this isn't to demonize any breed or inspire you to test your luck against your dog. And also, don't take this too seriously. I know Fantasy Fight Club loves hills to die on.
Disclaimer, finding and licensing the right video was a bit of struggle. So some of the videos may not match the breed being discussed. My bad if that's the case. Oh, okay.
But first we got the
Kangal, soldier of the steppe. That's from American Kennel Club. Origin, Turkey, height 30 to 32 inches, 76.2 to 81.3 centimeters. This is his height on forelegs, right? That would make sense. Weight 50 to 68 kilos. Okay.
The Kangal Shepherd is a Turkish Fido flex bred as a livestock guardian dog against jackals, wolves, and bears. Males on average get from 110 to 150 pounds, but ask around. Someone will tell you about their 180 pound attitude adjustment. An important distinction is that these aren't herding dogs. They're guarding dogs. The canine insurance policy pretty much are part of the herd, and any predators that flock around very quickly find out. Kangals will defend theirs in any situation, and while the cellmate of Cerberus prefers intimidation, they'll catch a clean body if it gets there. The catch is, since Kangals are built to defend the defenseless, they're unironically really good with children. But with a temper more trigger-happy than the state of Texas, nothing steps to a member of a Kangal's herd without getting read in an obituary.
So this is the representation of the word fuck around and find out, right? This is the point. Am I getting this right? You, one viewer in the chat, please tell me, did I get it right? Because something tells me that if you piss this thing off, you are as good as a coffin.
Apparently, some Kangals have snapped at their owners for getting too close to their own sheep. With Kangals having the strongest bite of any dog at an alleged 743 pounds per square inch, a snap from a helicopter and horsehound hits much different. They're so protective, they even protect some of the predators they were hired against. In Namibia, ranchers and cheetahs share an area code, and in a world where a dead cow can set your entire family back, many cheetahs become chalk outlines in the name of asset protection. But having Kangals and Anatolians on site, which as far as I understand are Americanized Kangals, the cheetahs get run off by canine conflict resolution before the ranchers have to reach for a permanent solution. The Kangal option actually reduced cheetah trappings and killings by 80%, and in some places they're providing the same deterrent service to wolves. So all in all, they're still a good dog. Just not for everyone. And not just because they need space, experience, and most importantly a purpose, they need discipline, because gentle parenting means Turkish Tank rips your arm out of the socket the first time he sees a squirrel.
That's a unit here. That thing is a unit, okay? By the way. Yeah. This thing, look how big it is. I suppose he's 1.70 m, okay? I am pretty close to this height. This is very close to my height here. Maybe I'm a little smaller than the guy. But that's an absolute unit here. Look at it. Menace. Absolute menace.
Need discipline, because gentle parenting means Turkish Tank rips your arm out of the socket the first time he sees a squirrel.
Caucasian Shepherd. The Mountain Equalizer. Well, that's one hell of a name. One hell of a name. That's from American Kennel Club. He's from Russia. Whoa. Okay, height 23 to 30 inches, 58 centimeters to 76. Quite smaller than the previous one, but okay. Weight from 45 to 77 kilos. Okay, the weight is way more impressive, honestly. If the first guy was 49 to 68, here this big boy is literally
the first they spawn from.
male average. Okay, this one is at the same time smaller but bigger, more thick, if you will.
This fluffy boulder would send you back to the mountains they spawned from. Forged in the mountains of Caucasus, the Caucasian Shepherd is also called the Russian Bear Dog, even though they're not Russian, and you're liable for a lecture if you call them that in front of the wrong person. They also weren't bred to hunt bears, they're also livestock life insurance. It's just that calorie blocking a bear might just come with a job description.
Excuse me, what? I got lost here. I got lost.
This fluffy boulder would send you back to the mountains they spawned from. Forged in the mountains of Caucasus, the Caucasian Shepherd is also called the Russian Bear Dog, even though they're not Russian, and you're liable for a lecture if you call them that in front of the wrong person. They also weren't bred to hunt bears, they're also livestock life insurance. It's just that calorie blocking a bear might just come with a job description. The blow-dried
So they were built for as a guard dog? Wait.
You're liable for life insurance. It's just that of the wrong person. They also weren't bred to hunt bears. They're also livestock life insurance.
So they are livestock, they are guard dog, as I get it. But they can hunt down the bears if they want to. Neat, pretty neat.
It's just that calorie blocking a bear might just come with a job description. The blow-dry Tasmanian Devil comes in two forms, the longer coated mountain type and the shorter coated steppe version.
The mountain one is so chunky. Honestly, if I saw someone go to this one guy and just try to hug him, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. He's so fluffy. He's full of fluff. This one, just beautiful. With bloodshot eyes, eh? How nice.
The mountain brand are the big boys, and usually the ones that can get to over 200 pounds. And I promise you, you are not choking out a Wolverine on creatine with war experience. The dog also called, I promise you, you are not choking out a Wolverine on creatine with war experience.
That's one hell of a menace.
The dog, also called the ovcharka, was used in World War II as Soviet Union guards that would gatekeep Soviet gulags. So they might not send you there, but they'll keep you in its custody. So even though they didn't originate in Russia, before the Soviet Union developed an atomic bomb, they mobilized a furry nuke in the form of Fido. Also, a good amount would patrol the Berlin Wall, and after the wall came down and the dogs were adopted out, many of the veterans would suddenly remember their orders whenever near the past tense wall, and would robotically walk in obedience to a wall that wasn't there. So yeah, folks messed around and created an absolute unit of a sleeper super aging, and it isn't until you have about 200 pounds of dog resisting your will that you realize what the amounts of Caucasus were cooking. There's a reason this domesticated bear is used in Russian prisons. Imagine packs of ovcharkas roaming the city of Berlin at the expense of anyone unlucky enough to run into them. Well, you don't need imagination. For one of the dogs next, it's a reality.
Cane Corso. My uncle have a Cane Corso puppy. Okay? My mom's brother got recently for himself a Cane Corso. Okay? I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her. This dog, uncle's dog, yet. But yeah, the canine Italian stallion. Yeah, those are some big dogs, very big. I'm scared to see my uncle's dog, really. Oh, I gonna need to visit them the next time I'm seeing my mother.
This is honestly the first place my mind went.
Look at this! Look at those red eyes! This is a demon! An absolute demon! Just a unit.
After hearing about the man versus dog debate, you tell him to sit, he looks at you like this. What is your next move? Daikujo decides to climb on your couch where he
I would just give up, honestly. If I see this thing, I will just give up on life immediately. No, there is no way I will get out of there without my head squashed, without my arms to just being a chew toy for this dog. No, there is no way. I give up immediately. Give up on life. That's it. I'm dead. Okay.
knows he's not allowed. What is your vehicle of retribution? I pray it's not a rolled up newspaper. He gonna make you a small section of the next one. Latin is like a linguistic black light that tells the full story of a word, and when you shine it on Cane Corso, canis is dog, and corso or cohors refers to guard, specifically a military guard dog. Corsos, or actually corsi, are kind of the guard dog, and they're descended from ancient Roman war dogs known as canis pugnax. For corsi,
Okay, so my uncle has a bodyguard, eh? Nice. Bodyguard in the form of a dog. How wonderful. Just great. I am cooked by her.
the Italian Mastiff would attack enemy lines in battle with buckets of flaming, scalding hot oil strapped to their backs. Fun fact, in my culture,
Sheesh.
cani is the name of a spice you put on dishes, and to me,
My god, what is with this camera? The amount of saturation that's turned up on this camera, so ridiculous. Look at his eyes. Look at the eyes of that thing. The saturation is just up to 200% in this video. This is creepy.
it's all good, but to someone who's never had it before or doesn't know how to handle it, it can be an overseasoned assault on the senses. Same story with the uber black of dogs. Handle them wrong and they're a one-way trip straight to Valhalla. And with many over 120 pounds,
They are that big.
I do believe every conscious breath you take is with their consent. Again, they're guard dogs that protect their pack, and within it, they're docile family dogs that you can trust with the kids. But the same dog that can tear a wild boar in half like a phone book would absolutely turn you into coffin fodder in a fight.
We got it. Presa Canario. Canary catch dog. Canary Islands, 22 to 26 inches, 36 to 66 centimeters. Weight, 38 to 50 kilos. They are the lightest one yet. They are the smallest one from this list yet. You can see it, but my left hand is shaking from handling a soda bottle. I am honestly scared.
This might be the most underrated dog out here. First time I saw one, I genuinely thought it was a customized cane. And while they look similar, at up to and often over 140 pounds, the Presa Canarios somehow tankier than the canine Italian stallion.
Excuse me, what? Question. How quickly will he turn me into lunch, right? How quickly will I turn into the lunch of this magnificent stallion, honestly? Even this one, he will fold me like a chair, okay? Like a foldable, no, like a foldable table. He will fold me faster than a foldable table, okay?
Don't get it twisted, the Spanish Mastiff off the Canary Islands is 404ing most men. They just might have been brought over by Spanish conquistadors, and they were admired for their intelligence.
That female looks cute. With that kind of a face.
Toughness, and like a fitted sheet they won't fold. But they were also bred specifically
Instead they will fold everything that they see.
to exterminate wild or stray dogs. And that's something I'm gonna touch on later, because LGDs like Ovchakas, they're not meant to murk predators, just discourage them. They bred the Presa Canarios to erase other dogs. That's basically a canine assassin. The hired gun was also a reoccurring character in dogfighting rings, even after it was criminalized. Because of this, the pride of the Canary Islands almost went extinct in the 60s. Luckily, a breed society, Club Español de Presa Canario, was formed, and they came up with a breed standard. The standard was approved in '89, and the Presa Canario was recognized as the official dog of the Canary Islands. The goal was to help the Presa make a comeback, and today they're still going strong. They have a lifespan that can last over a decade, despite all the nerfs that come with being a big dog. Which means we're talking about the dog that has fought its own kind, its own biology, and literal extinction. Not the type I want to start problems with. Now let the record show.
That's great, and I will change the noise here. That will be better for me.
The muscle of canary is the equivalent of a canine wet wipe around family, but any burglar is getting blacklisted from the census.
Oh, I waited for you, buddy. I waited for you. Tibetan Mastiff. Mastiff struction. Holy. Origin Himalayan regions. Height 26 inches. Just 26 inches. 66 centimeters. Weight 41 to 68.
Once upon a time, a zoo in China caught heat for trying to pass off a dog as an African lion. Oh, it didn't last long, they were for sure wrong, but when you squint at a Tibetan Mastiff, you see their inspiration. This woofy mammoth is one of the oldest dog breeds alive, and they were used to protect Buddhist monasteries and Tibetan monks from apex threats like wolves, bears, and snow leopards.
What?
Monasteries and Tibetan monks from apex threats like wolves, bears, and snow.
This is the funniest shit that I've seen this entire week, okay? This takes the cake, the absolute cake. 2 units, 2 big dogs just pressing a bear, making him walk like Michael Jackson on 2 legs. This is wonderful, just great.
Snow leopards. Traditionally, the hound of the Himalayas would sleep all day and patrol the villages at night, so if you take in a Tibetan Mastiff, you may find their habits nocturnal. They're built different. I'm talking genetically sequenced abnormally. Back in the day, Tibetan Mastiffs were bred with Tibetan wolves because the dogs have a special protein that helps red blood cells carry oxygen 50% more efficiently. This mutation does not appear in other dogs, but you do see it in the Tibetan subspecies of gray wolf, which is why the sentient hair salon pile can survive such a high altitude.
These guys used to be bred with the wolves. Okay, that's another type of unit.
It's not hard to see how a full-grown literal Clifford can send wolves running. And that's what I wanted to mention. These are guardian dogs, not attack dogs. They don't want you dead, necessarily. Just gone. They're not out here looking for smoke, and if you have one, you'll find that the most dangerous thing about them is the constant slaughtering can be a slip hazard. But there's a catch. The Tibetan Mastiff wasn't just insurance. They were a status symbol, especially in China.
Yeah, from what I know, they are also the most expensive breed on earth, okay? The most expensive, not just by buying a dog, but in terms of maintenance. Because maintaining all that glorious fur requires a lot of money, obviously.
Unnamed Big Splash sold for $1.5 million, so they can ruin you physically and financially. The problem is, like all fads, the TM hype faded fast, and the outcome was more abandoned Mastiffs than anyone knew what to do with.
Oh no.
Except the dogs. The Tibetan persuasion started forming feral packs, where they've killed livestock, hunted native Boerboel sheep, and even attacked ancient enemies like snow leopards, bears, And now even humans. Now we've got
Excuse me, snow leopards?
thousands of feral Uber dogs roaming the Tibetan plateau. Now even humans. Now we've got thousands of feral Uber dogs roaming the Tibetan plateau, making life air-conditioned hell for snow leopards and putting paws and jaws in any people that happen to cross their paths. It's basically what happened to pigeons in America, but I've never seen a pigeon lil bro a wolf. I don't know what's with all the videos of Tibetan Mastiffs and wolves in the same place, but I have not seen one where the dog doesn't completely bully the albeit smaller Asian wolves. And speaking of wolves, at least the wild ones are afraid of humans. We genetically engineered a weapon of mass destruction. And it's completely our fault. Mastiffs in general are a canine flex. They'll have you mad stiff. As in rigor mortis.
Poor little guy. What a poor little guy. I do not envy him, okay? I do not envy him.
The Bull Mastiff looks like a sweetheart that could genuinely bench press your family. The Neapolitan Mastiff was literally built on honey badger principles. Loose skin so that even when clamped, they can always turn around and face their problems. But it also makes them look like a victimized pizza pie. Cheese sliding right off.
That looks like an expired cake. Still cute though. I don't know. I never liked dogs that have such skin, such type of skin. I mean, I got used to these elegant dogs that have that sharp dogs. These walking just pieces of skin. I never liked them. I never understood how they lived with that, because I'm pretty sure this is how to live with. This is like some fat man just losing all the fat from his body, and he gets all that loose skin suddenly in just a week. This is what it looks like. I bet it's super uncomfortable, super just. I don't know. This is my opinion on that. I think this is not very cute, but very a pain in the ass to deal with. Okay, I'm not sure if this pain, but I am sure that this is pain in the ass.
But we can't forget the English Mastiff,
Oh,
one of the
hello.
few dogs that could successfully maul a wolf.
You see, this one, he has some loose skin, but this is in the acceptable area. This few is just too much loose skin, in my opinion. Too much.
But we can't forget the English Mastiff, one of the few dogs that could successfully maul a wolf. For reference, the beast from Sandlot was an English Mastiff, and the record for the heaviest dog is held by Ika Mazorba, an English Stiffy weighing 343 pounds. And of course, we can't help by Ika Mazorba, an English Stiffy weighing 343 pounds.
343 pounds. This should be around 150 kilos. Okay? Over 150 kilos of dog. kg 2 pounds. Yeah, I am right. I am right. 150 kilos, it's 330 pounds. 100. Yeah. 100 and let's assume 56 kilos.
Heaviest dog is held by Ika Mazorba, an English Stiffy weighing 343 pounds.
Yeah, 156 kilos. I just checked that.
And of course, we can't forget my favorite Mastiff, and honestly dog, the Rottweiler. This
Wait. A Rottweiler is a Mastiff? I thought this is a thing of its own, and yeah, this is a cute one. I saw some Rottweilers in real life, and they were just absolute goofballs, okay? They are cutie pies. Don't let the mainstream media fool you. Those are sweethearts. Just give them the right guidance.
It's easy to forget my favorite Mastiff, and honestly dog, the Rottweiler. This Rizahond is an easy attitude adjustment for any man that thinks he can whoop any dog. But one dog you would absolutely get worked by is
Boerboel. Blah blah blah. Let me Repronounce that. My goddamn tongue. Boerboel. South African Farm Insurance. Those are nicknames that Casual gives them by himself, right? Origin South Africa, right? Sorry. 24 to 27 inches, 61 to 69 centimeters, respectable. Weight 68 to 91 kilos. This is probably the heaviest one yet.
The Boerboel is a massive 200-pound vibe check of a pet. They were bred as a South African.
Wait, how?
The Boerboel is a massive
Boerboel.
200-pound vibe check of a pet. They were bred as a South African farm dog to protect the home against threats like leopards and even baboons. Ironically, it's the baboons I'm impressed by. You see, there's a lot of stories about this farmer dog, aura, as the kids say. There's one story of a Boerboel life-depriving 4 leopards in a row before losing to a 5th. Another story goes like this. The king of Albania gifted Alexander the Great a massive Boerboel, but when Alex tried to get the dog to hunt, the dog seemingly refused, so Mr. Macedon did the sensible thing and murked the dog for insolence. Until the king said the dog wasn't lazy, just bored, and that these dogs were meant to hunt big game. Like elephant big. So apparently they sent a replacement, and this Boerboel won Alexander over after breaking a lion's back and forcing an elephant off a cliff. Do I believe it? Absolutely not, but it helps my narrative if I...
Especially since Boerboels weren't bred until later. Okay, so it's technically... Wait, do you see that? Yeah, so this can be considered as a made-up story.
Pretend I do. What is an elephant off a cliff? Do I believe it? Absolutely not, but it helps my narrative if I pretend I do. What is true is the same Boerboel that squares up with big cats and baboons also has the personality of a weighted blanket. Unless you threaten their family, in which case they'll put you in an ashtray. They're basically a guard dog that got promoted and invited out to hunts, which is actually the opposite of...
Rhodesian my tongue. Rhodesian Ridgeback. Okay, the Lawn Catcher, 25 to 27 inches, 63.5 to 69 centimeters. Nice. And 38.5 kilos. Oh.
The Rhodesian Ridgeback might seem like a token pick, but hear me out. They're the inverse of Boerboels. They were so good at hunting, they eventually got promoted to guards. With a max weight of like 120 pounds, the Ridgeback is the lightest dog in this video. They get the nod because they were used to hunt lions, along with the usual suspects like wild pigs and baboons. Now I should probably explain, when I say hunt lions, I don't mean these dogs are out here giving Simba the belt to butt. There isn't a dog alive that can beat a lion. No dog exists that can 1v1 a bear, and pretty much all would get folded by a full-grown all-American Northwestern wolf. By hunting, really the Rhodesian Ridgebacks would bay the lions, not straight up attack them, but harass them, applying constant pressure until eventually the hunters showed up. The best way I can explain it is these wolves mobbing a black bear and basically escorting him away from their pups hidden in the grass. Rhodesians more so keep the lion in one place, which is arguably just as impressive. It takes a lot of intelligence to pin a predator 5 times your size, and yeah, Ridgebacks are creepily smart. Ask around, some will even say they're human. And that's a level of intelligence I'm not trying to deal with. One thing I do love is a dog that went against literal lions is also mad sensitive. They do not respond well to harshness, and you unironically have to watch how you talk to them because they will take it personally. They're basically gifted teenagers. They're not for the discipline, so you better keep it positive.
Dogo Argentino. Really? This is the name for... What is this banana skull? Gosh, couldn't you pick up a picture that would do this dog more justice? Because honestly, this isn't even a banana. This is a plate. This is a dinner plate, okay? A dinner plate, goddammit. Dinner plate shaped head, okay? Plate of... Albiceleste. Okay. Argentina. 24 to 26.5 inches, 61 to 67 centimeters, 46 to 45 kilos. Not bad.
You know, I almost forgot to mention the Dogo Argentino. A mistake that would have been. Basically, a teenager in the 1920s unlocked free will and decided to create the best possible hunter dog. He took traits like the scent tracking of a pointer, the height of a Great Dane, the Presa Mastiff's calm temperament, and the boxer's overall athleticism, and crossbred them with the now extinct Cordoba fighting dog.
Seriously, crossbreeding is the worst idea you can come up with, okay? But as a human, if that is by nature, let it happen by nature, okay? But as a human forcing a crossbreed, no, don't do that. Please, please.
Eventually, he created an Argentinian Mastiff, and to prove its strength, he pitted his dog against a wild boar and a mountain lion, gladiator style. Only the dog made it out. And I wouldn't even believe that if it wasn't for the story of Morocho, the Dogo Argentinos. He pitted his dog against a wild boar and a mountain lion, gladiator style. Only the dog made it out.
Okay.
And I wouldn't even believe that if it wasn't for the story of Morocho, the Dogo Argentino, allegedly killing a puma to save his 2 human girls. Allegedly, because I'm not entirely sure it's true. I still can't see one soloing a healthy mountain lion, but the narrative has been set. So W Morocho. They might not be the biggest, but it's an explosive cannonball of a canine athlete that could overwhelm a grown man on the right day. They're tough enough to endure hours of trekking through rough terrain and still have enough juice to wrestle an animal 3 times its size. But if I ever saw this in an alley, my soul would auto-connect to the Wi-Fi in the sky. Now that's real Bluetooth. By now, you probably recognize the pattern. If a dog was bred as a livestock guardian in the mountains, it's likely the last dog you ever want issues with. And that is everything the Central Asian Shepherd dog is. The CAS, or Alibi, is another LGD spawning from Central Asia, and one of the few dogs that could honestly be confused with a polar bear. And while most of the dogs here are Central Asia, and one of the few dogs that could honestly be confused with a polar bear. And while most of the dogs here are matter of speculation and my personal bias, with the symbol of canine country strength often weighing over 200 pounds, a full-grown specimen motivated by malicious intent would dismantle an able-bodied man. And as one of the oldest dogs, humans didn't really do that much to breed them. They were honestly bred more by the harsh environment than anything. Just an overall unit of everything a dog can be, and likely the biggest dog most people have never heard of. Again, this isn't to demonize any breed in particular. I just figured the man versus dog thing gave me an excuse to talk about him, and I don't think I ever did make a dog video, so, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone and stuff. And if you're a man who thinks they can solo everything on this list, you got it. Don't take it too serious, although I haven't made an animal versus animal video in a minute. Now there's an idea. Reminder that I have a book rating animals by how likely they are to murk you, and dogs are on there. Their rating might just surprise you, but
I need to buy this book for myself. I really want to read it. I hope he makes some revisions of this book, because I'm pretty sure he has some more new knowledge. So I will check it out. I will buy this book, okay? Once I get the opportunity.
Animals by how likely they are to murk you, and dogs are on there. Their rating might just surprise you, but that's gonna do it. Drink water, hug your mother, always research the breed before you end up with a bear in your backseat. Acknowledge my shirt, please, and I'ma see y'all in the next one.
What a naughty dog, eh? Dogo!
Gray! What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, that is a certified husky moment, okay? A certified husky moment. I will see you one day. Next week, okay?
How did you get up there?
Okay. Certified husky moment achieved. Wonderful. Go and watch Casual Geographic's video. This is a banger. Leave a like under his video. And for YouTube, like and subscribe this video if you liked it. Just a reminder for YouTube, I am streaming on my Twitch channel. Unfortunately, I can't post the link in the description yet. I need to get verified, which would take me 2 months at least. So just look up for Apex Rider 1 on Twitch, and you're good to go. See ya in the next reaction.